been gone, trying to deal with real life stuff. Again, we should be back, hopefully, on a consistent basis very soon here. Um, when is soon? I don't know. Um, like I said, soon here we will be gone for a little while. Um, so hopefully that doesn't affect too much. I do know that somebody also sent me a message on my Twitter. They had watched one of my videos and they kind of compared me hilariously to Kawhi Leonard. They're like, your lack of enthusiasm is exhilarating to me. The fact that you're just so blah. And I don't really think that I'm blah per se. Just, I have a very good way at kind of holding my stuff back. Um, I hope people don't, I guess, get bugged out by that or bothered by it. It's just kind of the way I've always been. Um, and again, if something looks goofy too during the stream today, please somebody in the comments let me know. It has been a while since we streamed. I know we ran a bajillion tests over the last couple of weeks now where we were doing nothing but just running tests, trying to open up sort of our streaming capabilities a little bit. So hopefully here we will have some newer stuff coming to the channel. And hopefully it all flows really nice out of the gate.
Oh my God. Today, Handsome Jack talked to me. I was sent to his turbo mansion to deliver some iridium and, the sound of his voice. Such wisdom, such handsomeness. I can't remember exactly what he said. Something about how he'd strangle me if I didn't break eye contact with him, but I am the happiest man alive.
I'm going to kind of see if there's a wrong button here. If I can turn up the brightness in game. The last couple of times, the game has been pretty dark for me personally. I don't know how it comes through on your screen, but for mine it's been a little too dark. I've been having to squint looking at the camera and the screen and stuff like that, and if I don't have to, I would rather not. So hopefully here it doesn't look too washed or anything. I do have a little bit of a light sensitivity. I do suffer from mild headaches from time to time. They haven't been too bad as of late, but I'd rather not spark them if possible, just because, headaches are no fun, especially someone such as myself who pretty much refuses to try to take pain meds and stuff of that nature. Not to try to be muy macho or anything, but sometimes putting stuff like that in your body does ruin it worse than help you. So, yeah. So with all that out of the way, I hope everyone's feeling good. In a little bit here, we do have a new beer of the day. That is something that I had thought of removing from the channel, but I just can't bring myself to do it. As someone who loves beer, I don't see the issue with it. I know some people think, or have told me, hey, it looks very unprofessional, but it's not like we're getting sloppy on camera. I do know some people don't like the idea of drinking. They've had bad experiences and stuff, be it family members and other stuff like that. And to that, I do respect the fact that they may or may not have had some issues with that. But for me personally, again, I'm not a sloppy drinker. I just enjoy the varieties, the tastes, and all that happy good stuff. Again, so hopefully people don't get kind of put off by that. If you do, I suppose you're free to turn away. I can't be mad at you. I have to respect your feelings as well. We're going to quickly sell the stuff we have. We're going to discuss the beer of the day just a little bit. We're not going to go too crazy into it today. We haven't actually tried this one yet, so this is absolutely new to us, which is fantastic.
Don't get killed.
We're going to buy some more ammo because it feels like we've been blowing through ammo like crazy, especially with our SMG, where it does take a couple shots per bullet, which is why it does have such the large clip. It's kind of more of a joke, I guess. Do I still have my flaming sniper? I does. Flaming Sniper. God, I sound like such a scrub. It's been so long since we played games. Being busy this last couple of weeks, helping out my uncle slash godparent, where we haven't really been playing any games. I don't have a silent place to do it. Um, and I'm living in a household or staying at a household where they just don't understand games. So it's ridicule pretty much the entire time, unless we just don't play them. So normally I've been just kind of putting my laptop on no game mode for a little while here. Again, uh, soon here we're hoping to be able to come back to streaming full time, or I guess full time for what would be us. Um, we plan to change some of the games up and stuff like that. I do have a question for people as they come in and out, and that question would be, I brought it up in my Discord, how many games, we'll say in a week or an average week, however you'd like to look at it, is too many games in a week? As it is right now, our current schedule, our regular schedule if you will, we have been streaming about 3 games a week, one of them always being Magic Arena or our Magic Monday that we've had. Pretty much the reason why we started streaming was honestly because of Magic the Gathering. And then we also have the Borderlands franchise, which we've currently been enjoying. Hopefully you have as well. We love the franchise. Oddly, it's taken us a lot longer to get to them, or through them, excuse me, than I thought it would. It's kind of been a slow slog for us. That actually looks pretty hot. I did not realize how big of a game, or I could not remember how big of a game Borderlands 2 was. We're closely coming up to 60 hours. I'm hoping there's no fatigue from that. The plan after we beat Borderlands 2 is to go to the pre-sequel. Just sort of the natural progression. We tackled one already on the stream. We did all the DLC. I am thinking for the pre-sequel of sort of quote-unquote breaking our tradition, if you will, on the streams, and cutting out the DLC this time, because I feel like, especially with Borderlands 2, we got so hung up on the DLC, and it seems like, well, that's okay. It's added a ton of content for us to stream. It's really kind of held us back from going on to other stuff. And there's so many games coming down the pipe right now I'd like to stream. There's so many ideas and things that I would like to try to accomplish that kind of getting hung up on games, sort of like we did here. I don't know what happened there. With the Borderlands, it makes it very hard for us to sort of move forward and kind of keep going. So we're thinking when we do our pre-sequel stream, potentially cutting out the DLC. Again, it's sort of a game time decision. We're still trying to get the proper mix, if you will, for our streams. We're still working on stuff, trying to hopefully get, oh, there we go, kind of what would be the perfect setup, I guess, for our channel, for how we currently stream, for what we're trying to do, and hopefully it transitions well for the people who like to watch the McFluffy channel. We threw it sort of by our Discord people, our Patreon people. We recently threw a thing up on our Twitter today, as well as our Facebook, asking people, 2 or 3 games. So far, it sounds like the Patreons thought that, because the changing of the schedule I wanted to do was going to go up to... Uh-oh. Come on. Catch him on fire. Alright, there we go. We were going to go up to roughly 4 games a week and actually have a new game every day for the stream. But the consensus in the subs and Patreons was at 4. Felt like way too many. Some variety is good, too much variety is just crazy. So what we might do then is go to do a 3 games a week thing, where we would keep Magic Arena. We would keep the Borderlands franchise until we're done with that. and then from there continue with a new story-based game. You know, we're gonna beat the Borderlands franchise, of course, first.
Man alive.
We'll let them
Handsome
talk
Jack
here.
is dead. Vault Hunter killed him in cold blood. I will make it my life's work to bring Handsome Jack back and kill the Vault Hunter who slew him. This is my vow. Oh, Handsome Jack, love
Wow. But I'm feeling like the switch would either be, as I was saying, 3 games a week, potentially keeping the magic. That could be on the chopping board for our streams currently, just because once magic sort of stagnates, it's hard to continually create content for it, be it YouTube videos, which we do deck text and stuff of that nature, or just stream it, because there's very little variation and change to the decks. Very rarely does a single card change in the main or the board greatly change the entire flow of the deck, which in turn is potentially making us look at cutting Magic the Gathering for a while off our schedule, maybe going hard and heavy on it when a new set comes out, because there could very well be variation and stuff like that, and then I don't want to say quickly dumping it like a bad habit, but being able to successfully sort of get away from it as soon as it starts to stagnate, just because one of the biggest complaints I've had is people love Magic on this channel. As a lot of you know, like I said, I started streaming Magic first and foremost. I did like it, I did love it, but towards the end of the rotation last season, it just became a giant bore fest, and it was definitely coming through on the streams. It definitely made me sort of not want to stream as much, or Magic at all for that matter. You just sort of hit that wall, and sometimes it's very hard to convince yourself to escape, just for the fear of either losing viewers or stuff like that. And while that is important to keep I like my fans, I hope that everyone is intrigued by what I do. Again, I know I'm not very over the top, in your face and all that. I am very much, as someone had reminded me, hey, if you like to Kawhi Leonard of streaming, you just do your thing. You talk to your people, but at the end of the day, you're not very over the top, energetic, exciting, and that's fine. But when the Magic hits its doldrums, it makes the channel feel bad, because I feel bad. And if there's a way for us to sort of bypass the sheer boredom of a wonky format or just boring decks, I feel like that's just better. So right now, Magic the Gathering is technically sort of looking on the chopping block right now. Not saying it is going anywhere, but there's a very good chance it could be. So my other options were, I was going to make a casual game night where every week we would stream a different roguelike game. For stuff like that, I was thinking I would have a night of Binding of Isaac, because I love Binding of Isaac. I was thinking of a night of whoa, hey, what bleed? Huh. Wow, that dude's got a lot of health. I like how he's only 3 levels below me, but he's just a glutton for punishment. Anyway, so we'd have a night of Binding of Isaac, a night of something along the lines of like Hades, a night of Enter the Gungeon, and then hopefully here, as you can see in the upper right hand corner, any donations going to the channel right now will go towards Void Bastards. So if people want to play that, any bits, any real donations, if you will go towards that. It's a game that's kind of piqued my interest a little bit here. I'm keep convincing myself that I have to quit buying games. I know Steam's been having some sales, and the Epic Game Store had some sales, and we ended up kind of doing what we always do, which is we buy one game, well, let's buy 10 games. Might as well buy 5 more. And then next thing you know, I've got more games that I know what to do with. Am I hitting them? Huh. Well, okay. We'll just leave them there then. Wow. Is this just me, or does this feel like it's really washed out? Like this area of the game looks very, I guess, pale color-wise in comparison? Maybe that's just me. Started to stay on course here. I have so many things running through my head. The last couple of days, we've been trying to bang out this new list or new streaming.
I am the smartest man alive. I'm gonna clone Jack using a fearsome beast, then use that beast to kill the Vault Hunter. The Terminus is about to touch down in Acres and... Alert. Autopilot disengaged. Why are we crashing?
Oh, that's not good there. That's our best bet. I mean, at least we finally hit a DLC. Like I know I was saying this a little bit last time, but it feels good to not just be able to push everybody over, but instead actually have to kind of work for some of your kills, and the fear of getting downed is real, which is nice. So what was I saying? Okay, so we're talking about the roguelites a little bit, potentially cutting arena. One of the other ideas I had was doing 2 different story-based games at once. So just for examples here, Borderlands 2, Borderlands pre-sequel, 2 days a week for each one. That way they sort of each get their time in the sun, while not being all the channels focused on. I definitely fear things of stagnation from just doing the same thing. What's ours do now? So about 50 less health. Ours is better just because the rising shot as well. Okay. And sort of focusing more on story-driven games. As of late, we've been kind of refining ourselves in terms of the video game world, and I have to take a look at it then. I know sometimes I've had issues with my tracker goal, and before I started streaming today, my streaming device was just like completely down. So I had to actually put off my stream just because it was down and out. Really? I'll have to take a look then. Because that is definitely not what it should be. We just made that tracker this morning, and I guarantee you I haven't had any donations roll through. Oh, let's see what we got here. I think we can leave this open. Edit this quickly. Okay, so hopefully that may or may not have fixed it. I know sometimes too I've had issues where I've put on there like track my followers for Twitch, and then it'll bring up all of my YouTube subscribers, and it's like, well, why is this happening? Oh. See, I do, but I haven't been using my Xbox like at all. And mine right now is just about to die anyway. We've had tons of issues where it'll hardly turn on half the time. I don't really feel like looking into getting a new Xbox One, because all we use it for is Hulu. Plus the other issue is, oh, you can do it on PC too. I thought that was an Xbox only thing. Huh. Okay. I feel like Void Bastards is a game I'd probably just want to own forever anyway. I've been really hooked on roguelike games as of late. just because that they're forever changing. And plus, thanks to Hades, which is a really, really good one, by the way. I was kind of surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect from that. I've been absolutely in love with it. I don't know how I got up, but I got up. I don't even know what that is, but I can look into that after the stream. Yeah. Oh. My only beef with the shotgun is it hurts me every time we fire it. God damn it. Where'd he go? Got him. I know for the Master Chief Collection, I still have my... What is it? My Xbox One disc laying around somewhere. That's kind of neat. Because I was wondering, I was like, there's got to be a way to, like, connect them somehow. Oh, and I guess because we haven't got to it yet, our beer of the day is from Pizza Port, and it's California Honey. It's basically their version of kind of like a Bud Light or a Miller Lite, brewed with some honey. In terms of alcohol by volume, a little heavier, not much. But Pizza Port is a place I like to go to get my pizzas down in Vista, California, or Carlsbad. So it should be good. Pretty basic beer, but I don't mind it. Sometimes you gotta cleanse the palate with your alcohol and just go as simple as possible. So again, for the streaming stuff, we're kind of in a conundrum here. It's either going to be 2 games a week, 3 games a week, or 4 games a week. Okay, I need to switch my gun here. As it is right now, if we're gonna do the 2 games a week, we're probably looking at the Borderlands franchise 2 days a week, followed by 2 days of either Shenmue, because we recently bought that because it went on sale, and I'm excited for 3, even with all the headaches going on behind the scenes with that game. And it's something a little different that we haven't done really on the channel. It is more of a live action style RPG, not live action, but an open world RPG style game. Game from my childhood, liked it, love it. I know it hasn't aged well now. It's kind of meh. But it was a game that I loved. And then keep the Borderlands until we can actually get through the franchise like we keep saying we are. Again, for some reason, I forgot how big some of these games were, and it's taken us a lot longer to actually trek through these than I thought it would. And that's sort of user error on my part. And I know that, but I don't know. We're getting old. Our brain doesn't work as well as it used to. That works easy. Now where's our sniper at? If we do the 3 games a week, that would involve us keeping Magic Arena on the schedule. But again, the problem with Arena is that once you hit that wall and the format kind of stagnates, it's really hard for me to want to kind of lace up those shoes for those streams. Especially when it's hard to bring you new decks and stuff like that when nothing's really changing. You know, I know there's people that can grind Magic all day 24/7. You know, every time I feel like I'm that passionate about it, it just kind of wrecks me a little bit. Now, that's not to say that Magic would be gone forever. Again, we would bring it back as soon as the format or new things actually happen inside the format. I know once Magic gets the impending new format, it'll be a lot easier to kind of keep Magic around, hopefully kind of permanently, being able to go standard and whatever's new. For anyone who's watched the streams, you know that my luck with draft and that is always awful, so I try to stay away from it as much as possible. Okay, now this stuff is nowhere near us. The Rock Dolly murder. LOL. I don't know if these are in this area or not.
Were you and Hammerlock bonding without me? It's
Maybe
'cause
they
he
are.
sends you off to kill stuff, isn't it? Well, screw that noise. I can do that. I saw a rack somewhere out here that you can only summon with something loud and flashy, like gunpowder. Why don't you go out and find some?
There we go. And right now it seems like there's an even split though between everything. Like I've thrown some things up over in the Discord, I threw them up on Twitter, I threw them up elsewhere, and for the answers I've received so far, it seems like, well, 2 games is fine, well, 3 games is fine. You know, I'm okay with you switching all the time, and it's just like, okay, well, we need to have a middle ground, so when we start re-streaming full-time again, or full-time for us, on Monday, which is tomorrow, we won't necessarily have anything fully dead set in stone just yet. Again, we're going to keep kind of working on stuff. We will figure out what works best for us, what works for our viewers, and all that fun stuff. Hopefully it doesn't take us too long to come to a full-time conclusion, but at the same time I want to make sure that, you know, people have their say, people get their 2 cents in.
Good. You found the gunpowder. Now just put it into a cannon I've set up, and you can summon the rack and kill it for me instead of killing it for Hammerlock.
So work in progress. Tomorrow's stream, I'm not sure if it's going to be Arena or not yet. Just because we haven't switched the schedule doesn't mean we can't switch stuff up immediately. Why do I keep entering the gunner seat, you may ask yourself? I don't know. Clearly that's what I want to do, I guess. Then you got this big, long, drawn-out exit the boat scene, only to get back in on the proper side. Nice. But I do think that while magic is part of our staple of stuff we do, at the same time, as soon as it stagnates, it's just bad for everybody. So I think that hacking it for a little while is a good move. I know we have a couple weeks till the new set comes out, which in turn should be okay to kind of step away from for a little while. Oh, I thought we got more than that, 8 or 9 experience. That's not even worth the bullet. Oh well, whatever. But again, come Monday, we will be back to a regular streaming schedule.
Okay, you're at the cannon. Now just load in the gunpowder, then fire it off, and summon the rack.
We'll do the Monday through Thursday. We will have a time change though.
Good luck. Hunting things. Oh?
Instead of starting at noon like we have been, we're actually going to be starting at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I feel like at noon it's just like a hair too early. We don't really start to gain viewers until an hour or so plus into our stream. So I think the easiest way to save it, wow, this thing's melting them. The easiest way to save ourselves that headache is just start a hair later. And you know, we might tone back our streaming a little bit just because I've noticed I went back and watched some videos during my off time. Wow, that was super easy. I thought that was going to be a lot harder.
A new waiting for us.
A wise decision, Claptrap. True strength comes from within.
Oh god, that was so classy.
Make your brain hurt.
Teach me how to be like you.
Okay, so it has 0 damage buff at all. It might not be too bad. But I noticed normally once we hit about the 2 hour mark, or a little later than that, we run out of fun things to talk about. The discussions kind of slow down a lot a bit. And while I don't mind too much, I'd like to be able to focus on the game a smidge. At the same time, I know for people coming in, uh, they come in and it's just silence. That's clearly no fun for anybody. Um, that kind of sucks. So we might go to a 2 hour stream again instead of the 3 we were on.
Some bedwetting skag has been marking his territory all around my grove. I don't actually have a sense of smell, but I still have enough self-respect to resent people who pee all over my stuff. I need you to go wash the wee-wee away, but you can only do it at night. The skag's tinkle juice is invisible during the day.
So we can't even do this mission right now because it's daytime. I think we'll still go walk to where the mission point is anyway, and see if maybe we can still try to find it in the daytime. I'm sure something would highlight saying, you know, clean here, or press the action button or whatever. Okay, now I gotta quickly see here all the new guns we got. I don't think we need a gun for every flavor. We'll get rid of the bison now that we have whatever we have on here. I think versus shields we'll just keep the SMG. Yeah, it is a little weaker. But that's okay. And again, one of the other things we were thinking of doing as well, though I'm not really sure how committed I am to the idea yet, again, is having a more like a casual day, you know, and that's what the whole point of the Void Bastards is for, having a day a week where we just do sort of, you know, in-depth discussions, kind of recover what we capped out during the week, game news and stuff like that, because I kind of missed that night. We used to have that a long, long time ago. It's been a long, long time since we had it, and quite frankly, I was a fan. I do miss that personally. I don't know if it was for everybody, but it was kind of fun for us. God, my phone is blowing up right now, but it doesn't look like it's anything important, so I'm not going to touch it. You know, we just have all these things going on in our head. Sort of having the away time from our streaming has sort of made us take a small step back, sort of reassess things, figure out what we do and don't like, and I guess what feels good and what doesn't feel good. Hopefully we will be able to find a good medium ground or middle ground soon here. You know, I don't think it's going to happen overnight. You know, it's going to be kind of a trial and error thing. I will say though, if we do move the magic content sort of away from the Twitch for a little while, we would still run it over on the YouTube. You know, we're gonna still do the deck text and stuff like that. Maybe try to make more discussion videos where we discuss about things in the format. You know, like we haven't really done any discussion for spoilers yet for M20, and they've been pumping those out like mad. Maybe try to have more meaningful content on Arena other than just us playing. Don't get me wrong, I like playing. But I think that we're sort of missing a giant avenue of stuff and things. We have... Wow, that did a ton of damage. I wonder what the drawback to this thing is. Wow. Just because when it comes to Magic, we try to be more insightful. We don't really play a whole lot except for an arena anymore. You know, our hyper-competitive days are grossly far behind us at this point. You know, we would play for fun, but, you know, we don't have any plans to go to the, what are they, the Magic Fests or Mythic Fests or whatever they're called, or anything like that anymore. I think that that's sort of in our rearview mirror at this point. far behind us. But being able to have insightful content to help, again, newer players, because that's really what the focus of our Twitch has been. But now that they are sort of helping the pros to stream and stuff like that, and sort of paying them and giving them incentive, it definitely does sort of discourage the smaller guy, especially when the pros are going to have much more insightful play-by-play basis of Magic for you. Not to say that I can't offer you insightful Magic, but, you know, the pros are pros for a reason. That's what they do, and they do it a hell of a lot better than I do. God, this whole area just looks so washed out. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this DLC, like, I remember liking it, but it feels like it's so meh to me now. Like, going back into this DLC has not made me go, damn, I love this DLC. It's made me kind of go, why did I like this DLC? Was I just high on the Borderlands at the time, or what? Not that that's necessarily, I guess, a bad thing, but I definitely don't feel like this DLC has been super fantastic yet. And again, that's another reason why too we're thinking if we do pre-sequel, we're going to cut the DLC out. It's just because stuff like this, it's kind of a slower slog. It's not too fun. The DLC feels fine, but some of it kind of feels forced. It's not as funny. I think if we just played the regular game, had a good flow of just regular content, it'd be better for the channel. It'd be better for viewing, watching, all that fun stuff.
Oh, metaphorical Christmas sweater of depression. You are so very comfortable. And you smell like cookies. And tears.
Okay.
We're gonna wreck this professor guy. Stealing other people's catchphrases? Whoa!
I just love the fact that that mission's called the Rock Dahlia Murders, which I know is named after the Black Dahlia Murders, which just took place in LA years and years ago. That still isn't solved yet, but one of my favorite deathcore bands is named Black Dahlia Murders, so it hits me right in the feels. Now, can I go down this or no? Or am I just stuck here? Okay, so the game's not going to let me be sneaky about it. This is just... No. That's not what I wanted to do? Oh well. So again, if we go to the 2 games though for the streams, it'll definitely be 2 story-driven games, which I feel is not a bad thing. We've been trying to shift a little closer to that kind of content. You know, we're hitting our stride on games again, and I don't want to say it gives us a dead day. I mean, having guaranteed days is nice, but at the same time, you know, Magic is a very niche community, and while I do like the niche of it, I do think that... Okay, how do I want to do this here? Okay, so I can go this way, but I have to get out of my vehicle, right? Okay, there's that. God, this new sniper is so bananas. The damage on it is insane. Hitting for 10k per shot is huge. I think the best we have right now would be like not that, so that's fine. We'll just let them run up to us because our shotty is so strong versus them. Okay, so I guess our shotgun can hit for 10k, but it also deals us damage. Not always the fairest of trades, but that's okay, I suppose. Huh. See, it looks like that radio could be interacted with, but it can't. I feel like there's some things in this DLC that are off. Some things that look like they can be interacted with, we can't. It looks like some certain sort of areas where it looks like we can go to, we can't for whatever reason. But I hope everyone's been doing good. I hope everyone's been doing okay. Again, I'm sorry we were gone for a lot longer than we thought we were, and I'm sorry that we're still not technically back quite yet. You know, we're getting there. It's just sort of a matter of time. We will be off for the next, I want to say, like 2 weeks. And then we'll be back on the grind for a little while again. I know we will definitely be back before Borderlands 3 drops. Oh. Hopefully by then we will have a stream team designed to stream with me. So we have more characters going on. We can get a playthrough where you're getting looks at more than just a single character.
That just came right off, huh? Great!
Wait, what the hell? Okay, so we found a random splotch. Oh, you know what? It's nighttime now.
Crap! You know what I just realized? The smell of that urine was keeping a bunch of the other creatures away! Watch out, minion! Things just might get hairy!
I want to turn my brightness up just a little bit here. Like I said, for some reason this DLC seems a little washed out, and when it gets dark, it gets really dark, and it's hard for us to see. We've been struggling a little bit, which is kind of stupid for us. I don't feel like we should have to stress our already whack eyes any more than we have to. So now something that we haven't done that we've normally already done by now in our stream. For anyone out there, how you doing? I know it's been a while since we've been here. You know, we've been busy, we've been fine. I want to thank everyone for not ripping my head off last week. We ran a ton of tests, stress tests on our computer to see exactly what we can and can't stream feasibly, which is why we potentially have some content changes coming here soon. We wanted to make sure that every game we want to put on the stream is super solid, super tight, ready to go out of the gate, instead of having kind of weird issues. You know, I'm assuming we have all that fixed.
Nearly done! Just a few more pea stains.
Oh, that's why we couldn't hit the radio, because there was pee on it.
Just a reminder, don't eat anything until you've washed your hands, and then amputated them, and then replace them with sterilized robot hands.
And now we have one more pee stain somewhere. And I think there, nope. I like how I thought the pee skag. That only takes 2 shots. That's actually not too bad per shot. I thought that was taking 4. 2 is definitely manageable. Now then, let's see if we can find this last spot of piss. Get this mission done. Last time we were on this DLC, we really didn't get anywhere for anywhere. I felt like we were just sort of spinning our circles, or our tires in the mud a little bit. I feel much better this time in saying that we're definitely getting some stuff done. We've already banged out more missions this stream than we almost did the entire last stream, which is completely awful, may I add. We really, for some reason, just had the hardest time completing missions. So we have one more spot of pee. I think that's it. Yeah, that's gotta be it.
All right, you're all done. Come on back, you glorified gun-toting janitor, you.
It's so weird how much the Skags are giving us XP wise right now. I don't remember Skags. I guess being super helpful for experience. Uh-oh. Well, the good thing is we got downed right when there's no one else around, so now we're going to have to throw some money away, but that's fine. We're not going to come back for the rocket launcher. We have more than enough funds at this point. And being a green gun, it's probably not going to do much for us in terms of the loot scale, or I would assume not. What the hell?
That all spawn campers will be permanently banned from this plane of existence.
Okay, well, let's just make a new fan boat here. What else do we have going on? We got this story mission here, so I guess we'll just tackle this. I don't know, we have another scrap parts is kind of ugly. Rust bucket is absolutely ugly. Oxidize, I suppose, is okay. Alabaster's not that hot. We'll just go back to our infrared. In our opinion, the least of the hideousness. Now we're gonna have to go back up, aren't we? No? Oh, this is taking us to our mission. Okay. I think the only corrosive weapon we have is our corrosive sniper. Okay, so that should both take them out. Oh wow, the corrosive damage on that is not as big as I thought it was. Well, whatever. Nah, I don't know if that one will actually go down from the corrosive or not. Seeing how it only does 100 or so, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm kind of sad that most of our good elemental weapons we found this playthrough have been for the sniper class, which is technically fine being a sniper rifle. The worst thing about it is, though, we're not spec'd to snipe at all. We are melee class, so our loot this playthrough hasn't been super spice is nice. I wouldn't say it's been terrible.
Stealth.
We had some very interesting things we found, but overall I think that our loot has been lacking. And I know I thanked everybody the last go around. I would like to thank everybody right now, though. Thanks to all those who have been subscribed to the channel while we've been gone. It surprises me that people still stay committed to the channel even while we're away. You know, you definitely don't have to. It is greatly appreciated, though, to see that while not the hugest numbers in the world, we still have a handful of people dedicated to viewing the channel and staying liked on it and subscribed to it. Also, if there's a small streamer out there you can think of that you like that I should check out, hit me up with a comment. I'm always looking to see new streamers.
Now you've got to find the samples of Handsome Jack's DNA and destroy them.
I mustn't tell a lie. I'm actually quite awful at watching other people's streams. Um, I know that's not necessarily going to be the most popular thing in the world, but when I'm done streaming, the last thing I really want to do is watch other streamers. I have been trying to host as many other people as humanly possible.
Anywhere
Um,
else? I made sure of that. Come back anytime.
Hopefully you guys who are regulars on the channel have sort of snuck in to see some other people streaming. Um, I know they work hard at it. Clearly, with us being gone, a lot harder than we have as of late. Um, I've had some people kind of call me out to a little bit. They're just like, "Hey, when you stream, you don't seem like you're enjoying yourself." Again, that's just my personality, being a very laid back and very relaxed person. I feel like, yes, it's very hard for me to seem. Um, wow, that thing's got a lot of health. Super enthusiastic when I'm just so mellow. So I hope people don't misconstrue. Um, wow, the crit damage on that is so strong.
Precision.
I think just letting him crash into us, while it kind of sucks because it does hurt us, I don't think it hurts us enough to necessarily super worry about it. As dumb as that might sound. I could be wrong. See, I feel like that's the one I would rather have on more, just because it gives us that melee damage, and we're trying to push the melee, as hard as we can. Oh, oh. Well, I think this is better than the one we have, even though the one we have can spread to multiple targets. I think that extra damage is monstrous for us right now. Damn, every now and then I get really sucked in. I'm trying to aim. Normally when we've been playing this, we haven't been using keyboard and mouse, but my Xbox controller is batteryless right now. So for the first time in a while, again, we're back on keyboard and mouse train. It does feel good. But every now and then, just kind of going with the old standby, old faithful, if you will, of keyboard and mouse, or just Xbox controller. It does feel good too. I know it's a very unpopular opinion as well, but can't be popular with everybody. Oh, hey now. Wow. There we go. So just a little recap of what we discussed already today. Starting Monday, new stream time. We're going to start at 2 instead of noon. We're still trying to set our sort of our definitive game list here. If we're going to do 2 games, 3 games, or 4 games a week. I do think 2 to 3 is a better number than 4. I am glad that people in the Patreon and subs Discord group kind of sat me down and they're like, don't be dumb. I think right now the main winner is just a solid split between 2 games or 3 games. I kind of like 3 games just because it allows us to
How hilarious. You just set off my trap card. Your death approaches.
sort of remain more focused and actually get through the games. even though I know some people might strongly disagree with that. Oh, wait, did I hit him? I don't think I did. Oh, I bet his stupid shield, or his, their masks, prevent the crit shots. I still got a lot of damage though, so I think that's okay. He's dead. Ah! Come on, Madu, quit moving. Where'd you go? Oh. As long as this one doesn't run away, I think we should be able to get up here. Uh-oh. Oh. We probably should have switched to our SMG there. We definitely got a little greedy with that, but hey, we lived, so that's definitely a good thing. I feel like one of the things we want is definitely in this area, so let's start climbing up here. So if you have any idea though on what's too many games streamed in a week, knowing it's a 4-day week, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, you know, hit us up in the comments, let me know. I do very much care as to what people find too much, too little. You know, hopefully the Twitter will get some answers, hopefully the Discord will get more answers, hopefully we'll get some answers on the Facebook as well, because we're just looking to entertain. And it does become hard to sort of entertain the voiceless masses, you know, so if you feel something is right or wrong, you know, definitely let me know, lay it on me. Wait, hey, he got critted. How did I crit him? Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Man, their health regen they have is just insane. Like, for how much damage our pistol does. I don't want to say we should just melt them, but we should just melt them. Clearly no pun intended. Or pun intended. Yeah, we'll go pun intended. As for the games we want to start streaming, I know some people have asked about that. Sort of afraid of what we might do, knowing that we've done some things before that were kind of questionable with things like the Doubtful Boyfriend. I know people wanted us to stream cool math games, and that's something we had thought about for a while, just kind of for fun. Again, we're looking more towards story-driven games, so at least try to beat the Shenmue game, get through the Borderlands franchise, you know, maybe pick up things like the Yakuza games and that, just because those are things that have kind of interested me. I also thought of streaming the Metro franchise on here. I just got through 1, and I thought 1 was pretty good. I'm hoping the story didn't end on a troll note. I kind of felt like I was trolled. Maybe I just didn't get the good ending, which could very well be. But overall, I found the game very, very good. There we go.
Ah, yes. That's one of my mysterious DNA samples. The life force of my incredibly secret plan that you'll never, ever uncover.
Claptrap already told us you're planning to clone Handsome Jack.
Son of a bitch.
I like how it's got the little locket in there, Jack. Oh, he's so pretty. Oh, you gotta destroy him.
That's one sample destroyed. I can practically smell the dying handsomeness from here.
Who opened one of my DNA safes? Hello? Anybody?
I like how the game kind of just told us, or told him that we, you know, we're gonna break into his safes, and then we do it, and he's just like, huh? I feel like that was a little bit of a mistake there. What do we got going on? Yeah, if we can keep getting crits on these things. Okay, so we know what's above us. Wait, what the hell? I like how even getting a crit from here on this thing is huge.
Assassins never die.
Okay, so you don't get any experience for blowing up the little ones. Well, now that we know that, I'm not even going to make any efforts to kill them anymore. Just let them sort of crash in on us. Who cares? Huh. Well, we'll figure out. Wow. Well, clearly it's not that way. Oh. Wonder what that turned off though. I'm so glad we found this gun when we did though. I mean, yeah, I know we found it in the last DLC, which kind of sucked because we were fighting against all loaders. But this thing has been pretty lights out for us this playthrough. So overall, I'm pretty hard pressed to say I'm sad we found it when we did. It's definitely been doing work for us, currently at least. Okay, so let's follow. Oh, well, we'll figure out what that electrical box shut off in a minute, I suppose. Or at least hopefully. I really hate to shut off a force field to a treasure chest or something and then just or a loot box and not be able to scoop it up. Even though it doesn't look like we need to go this way, we will definitely go this way, just to sort of unlock the chunks of the map. Okay, so that shut off this. Okay, very cool. Power high? I wonder what that did. There we go. You know, once we wasted a key and got the pistol that we've been using now with the 2400 damage. Yeah, and we haven't even found a pistol that's remotely comparable in terms of damage, which kind of sucks. That was something I much enjoyed about Borderlands 1 was... In 2, I expect to continually get weapons all the time. I felt like in 1, you could get a gun and hang on to it for a while. In 2, I never felt like that was so much the case. I feel like you found a good gun. Almost immediately you found its replacement. Skin chop chop chop. So hopefully today we can get through this DLC. Once we get through this DLC, we did the Torg. You know, I think once we beat this, I think we beat all the DLC for Borderlands 2, which means the next Borderlands stream will be the pre-sequel. Oh no, we didn't do the Bunkers and Badasses yet, and that's like the best of the best. That's some primo DLC, so I can't believe I almost forgot that DLC. You can't pretend to like the Borderlands franchise without knowing the Bunkers and Badasses DLC. I'm sorry. No game. We'll just take the pickup, I guess. But yeah, if you can ever, for my fellow beer drinkers out here, if you can find Pizza Port's California Honey,
Hyperion suggests that you
highly
rejoice
recommended.
in your temporary death.
I've noticed when it comes to my blonde ales, I'm definitely a big fan of the honey ones the best. I don't know why, it just gives it a little extra harumph to it. Nothing crazy. It's definitely a lot softer than 90% of the other stuff that we normally drink, especially because we love porters and stouts. But definitely well worth the price of admission for it. Oddly too, this is one of the more cheaper beers in recent memory we've bought. It's actually, I think it was about $10 for a 6-pack of the Tall Boys, which is weird. Normally the Tall Boys do cost you a little more. This one was, I guess, perfectly priced for what it is.
Wait. Have you considered not ruining my plan to clone Handsome Jack? Just think of all the upsides. Firstly, you'd, yeah, I got nothing.
Well, clearly we're not going that way yet. But yeah, we, on our downtime, I'm glad to say that last week when we were firing off all of our tests, we really learned a lot more about our laptop. We learned a lot more about our streaming device, and I actually found out that when I do a lot of my streaming, I'm actually really generous on how low we can get the CPU and stuff like that, and presetting some of the settings in that. So hopefully going forward here too, maybe we'll be able to turn up some of the options a little more, and just have everything look just a hair prettier. I know for me personally, while it's not necessarily the end of the world, if everything's not the absolute most gorgeous of gorgeous, at the same time, I do like to offer things as pretty as I humanly can. So hopefully here going forward, our streams will be a little prettier, maybe a better frame rate depending on the game. I know with the Borderlands, I like to keep those low just because every now and then they do have a weird like CPU spike to them once in a blue moon. Not really sure why. You know, we're not necessarily super computer savvy, so I guess there is that. Wow. And for the pre-sequel playthrough, we will not be offering a vote for what character we play as. We are 100% rolling with the Handsome Jack double. Being a big fan of Handsome Jack, I have to. I never got to play with him when I initially bought the game on the Xbox One way back when, or the 360 I should say. So that one's already locked in. Uh-oh. Where's my gun? There it is. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we can just let him hit us because at the end of the day,
I am eternal. Death will never capture me. My skills exceed his.
our life gen and everything else is pretty big for us. I like that.
The DNA samples have been destroyed. Now you've just got to shut down the lab's power grid by flipping a teeny little switch. It won't be hard, so long as you didn't lose any fingers during today's festivities. You'll
Oh.
be well equipped for the task at hand.
I just like how that's not even animated in there. It's
Whatever. Last
just
time
a
I
missing
tried to
panel.
flip the switch objective entertaining.
Okay, so let's go find this creature lab here. I know once we have a more set in stone start of what we want our stream schedule, though, we will definitely be holding a vote on what people want to see. You know, I have been sort of focused more on what I want to do as of late, especially with like the Borderlands franchise and Magic. So I feel like being able to offer people sort of what they like definitely makes your streams a little more personal. You know, hey, is it absolutely the end all be all most coolest thing ever? Probably not. But I feel like it's the least I can do. You know, the fans that I have on the channel have been so diehard McFluffy, and it's been great. It's been a very interesting ride for us so far. Speaking that when we started, oh, well, that's worth more, so we gotta. Actually, I should start saving those instead of selling all that crap. But I'm a dum-dum. And putting that in the stash box in case I ever do start a commando character. I'm such a sucker for the skins. I've never personally spent money on the Borderlands franchise to buy skins, but I just love the little bit of it's like a good collective thing to it. It's not something weird or something that feels unfair or unbalanced. Oh wow. Okay, there's lots of dudes. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, that's lame. Oh, we're up.
My armor.
So there's that. I feel like I shouldn't be fighting those guys because they're not paying attention. But for the first time in a long time, we're close to gaining a level. And it's been a minute since we've had one of these moments where we're actually... Wow, that thing does a ton of damage even when they're not weak to you. Like, this probably does more
I feel the burning, unworthy
than, like,
opponents.
me actually wasting the shot with my corrosive weapon. And there's a box to stealth stuff. Put me in, coach. I know we've kind of lagged a little bit too on uploading our playthroughs on the YouTubes, if you will, of our Borderlands franchise. Hopefully we'll have that fixed as well. We've been so busy trying to get our stream stuff going and I don't want to lose focus that streaming is personally to us or for us. Hold on, 2109, 2184. Well, we got to go with the more damage. We will just hang on. Wow, we had a lot of garbage. Why am I hanging on to that? Oh yeah, 'cause it's the extra whatever. We'll just get rid of those two. At this point, I don't feel like
Try not to die.
there's too many things we should be kind of sandbagging. As we keep going, we're gaining levels. We should be finding better quality loot anyway. Hopefully here. We do. But you never know. There we go. Yeah, see, when it gets dark like this, I really have to squint, and this sucks. I don't know if maybe it's just my laptop. I know it doesn't get a high, whatever they do to check your brightness on it. And I have my brightness fairly turned up.
Goodbye.
I think I'm slagged right now. Yeah, we were. Okay. Having not played games for so long, I am definitely sort of out of touch with some of our games, kind of where we stopped. Like I remember booting this up this morning. I was like, oh, okay, I forgot that we had actually started the DLC for the Hammerlock already. I thought normally the smarter side of me would have said, let's just wait until you can come back full time, or you know, full time for us. Clearly, I sided against it. So at least be here until we get all the missions done in this, or almost all the missions done. As normal, the ones requiring us to hit, you know, level 50 or whatever, normally get thrown to the wayside just because I'm not going to grind and grind and grind for one mission. That, to me, kind of holds up the stream a little bit. Not the most prettiest thing to be doing.
I just lost all the power to my experiments. That's it, Bolt Hunter. It's time to face my wrath. Warn Spike. Kill.
Does that thing have a jack mask on?
The metal bits. Blow off the metal bits.
Wow, it does. Out of habit here, we're going to re-put on our corrosive sniper. I like the fact that it has a freaking Jack face on though. Like that's so spicy. His love for Jack is greater than mine.
Seriously, can you just stop? I put a lot of work into this plan and make a Jack creature, and you're just freaking ruining it and making me freaking.
Yeah, Wound Spike is so
Oh
fried.
my God, you killed him so easily. Okay, that's bad. Wow, that's disheartening. Correct.
Exceedingly well done, Vault Hunter. Come on back to me and we'll see about taking down Nakayama himself.
I love that. Oh, you took him down.
Okay. I'm honestly scared out of my mind right now, but you still haven't totally stopped me. I've got a backup lab on my ship, complete with one last sample of Jack's DNA and the most dangerous genetic monstrosity Pandora's ever seen. The only way to truly stop me is to come to my ship and kill me. Wait, why did I tell you that?
Rubbish evil genius you are. Good God, man, show some backbone. Throw some sarcastic taunts at us or something.
What? No, the Vault Hunter just killed a bunch of my guys and now they're gonna ruin my planet. I'm scared out of my mind.
Oh. Well, seeing as how we can go this way, I guess we'll just go this way. I know we have that mission to turn in my claptrap. And normally my rule. But I feel like we're already here. Oh. We don't have any other ones to do we? Oh. Well, we sort of do. But we're just going to keep going forward with this. The one I'm not really sure. I think you just have to kind of find the monsters randomly as you're going. The other one of finding the eggs. We weren't really seeing any when we were playing, so... Now, I wonder where this is going to put us. Or if this is going to put us near... you know, I guess potentially finding those eggs or whatever. Let's see here. Well, probably not. But it looks like it opened up maybe a new mission for us. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Well, whatever. So I guess we'll just re-put on the hunting. Wait. I guess we'll go turn this in, because this will probably give us potentially another mission from Claptrap. I think we'll get up first, try to grab whatever mission could be up there. Yeah, that's an egg out there. Yeah, see, this one has some kind of, I don't want to say uneventful missions, because I feel like that's a little harsh. But not awe-inspiring for sure. There's been a lot of random fetch quests. A lot of ones kind of reliant on luck. Again, you know, if you see this monster and this monster and this monster. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. It does encourage you to explore, but at the same time, I feel like this is going to be one of those monsters.
Another creature my brothers and I won't have to worry about anymore.
Yeah.
Hello.
But for us personally, you know, not our favorite cup of tea so far.
In this scene, I wish to capture the essence of the Vault Hunter. Who is the Vault Hunter? What do they stand for? What will happen when they finish collecting the eggs? I hope that these questions haunt the viewer to their dying days.
I feel like the answer is we're going to find the eggs. And there's going to be absolutely no payoff. Like, it's just going to be a giant joke. We'll get, like, $1 or an autographed copy of one of his books or something. And while I'm okay with that, because that's humorous to me, at the same time, the missions on this one just haven't been, in my opinion, up to the snuff of the other ones so far. And you know, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you know, not everything is going to live up to the hype or your standards, and that looks like there's one there. Yeah, that's technically okay. It just feels bad when it's something that you remember so vividly as loving, and then you're going through it and you're just like, I don't get it. Uh-oh. Hey, we leveled up, which means we killed something somewhere. That's right, we gotta remember too that your melee is always skilled or leveled to your skill. Clearly we put the Counter-Strike on again. I think at this point there's no point to really try to go outside of what we've been going. Just stay the course at this point. Well, you know, Esper versus Nexus, in my opinion, actually a really interesting matchup. Depending on their Esper build, you know, Esper does have game versus that deck. I know some people might complain, either you know, it was Nexus of Fate, which personally me, you know, well, that's good. I mean, at least it was a unique brew. So yeah, it might have been a long time coming to kind of get the outcome of the match, but at the same time, I guarantee you it was still a good game. The Esper deck is very strong right now. I don't see the Esper deck changing. See, the Nissa could have been in the main, because I've seen a lot of really weird decks trying to abuse that new Nissa, the 5-mana one. Turns out mana ramp is really good. Being able to provide a clock to pretty much give you, once you get your Nexuses chained together, infinite combat phases. Normally you do just happen to accidentally win the game. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Like I said, I know there's going to be people who are complaining, either, you know, ooh, down Nexus, or you know, boo Esper control. But I think those are two really good decks to have as your top decks for the tournament. There definitely could have been good back and forth on that. Of course, you know, Nexus is a good deck. For the people saying, oh, it promotes port play, don't tell people how they have to enjoy Magic. You know, some people love combo decks. Some people despise them. You know, some people love control, some people despise it. That's the good thing about Magic, is it has so many different deck variations you can play. It's kind of hard to grumble when a certain deck that you dislike wins, but Magic has enough variety to where, you know, let there be a multitude of decks. And if Oh, it's the last egg. Oh. If Nexus had the whole game 3, that was just Esper probably drawing really poorly, or Nexus just having all of his cards.
What is this?
Um,
It appears the queen who has laid the eggs has a bone.
in which case, you know, that can happen. You know, look how many times things like burn. Wait. Oh, okay, it turned into something else. You know, look how many times burn can just slide under you, and you can have a bad time. I kind of turned into a, and I know this is going to be a not popular opinion from my Magic fans. I'm glad to see a deck like Nexus do well. The reason why I say that is, it's not something that Standard has too often. I know we've kind of had Turbo Fog for a while. The rotation came, it definitely lost some power. But in 3 months, 3.5 months, whatever, you know, the deck is gone forever. Your format will change for better or for worse. Clearly, hopefully for the better. Standard does have a way of sometimes accidentally taking a weird nosedive, though. Um, but I know for my taste personally, I am anxiously awaiting the standard rotation to kick in. You know,
The true world
oops.
revealed.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I use my move.
To me.
Usually on keyboard and mouse, I don't use my invisibility slice or whatever it is anyway. But again, you know, I think 2 good decks, 2 healthy decks. I know a lot of people don't like those decks, but hey, you know, control hasn't really been a thing in Standard for a long time. And Jeskai was control at this early on with the Ravnica block released. But that's just because people wanted a control deck. You know, I like when Standard has, or potentially has, every deck archetype countered. And it's nice to see, too, that Standard actually has some combo decks. I know a lot of people are going to be grossly opposed to that. But the more decks you have in Standard, the more potential to have people playing Standard. And for Standard, that's the most important thing for Magic. I'm very excited to see what comes after this set. After the Core 20, I'm hoping for I don't really know what I'm hoping for. I feel like right now, even if Standard may be a little boring for me, there's still a ton of decks represented. Most decks have a different feel to them. They attack and function on a different axis. It's kind of hard for me to really hate on Standard right now. And unbeknownst to us, before War of the Spark dropped, there was a lot of cards in there that actually helped the format more than hurt it. You know, I think a lot of people slept on Narset. Clearly Narset ended up being pretty good. A lot of people slept on Kaya, and that was one of the cards I was rooting for. Did it change the meta? Absolutely not. Is it seeing play though? Oh yeah, you know, being able to eat graveyard cards is really important. And the changes that they made to Arena, I think, have been fantastic as well. I haven't turned Arena on much lately, but I think that Arena is definitely on the right track. And maybe it was just me, but it felt like it was much better optimized the last time I turned it on. When I turned it on last time, played it for a little bit, normally it makes my CPU run at about 40-ish, 50%. The last time I was playing it with high graphics on, somehow, and I'm not going to complain about this, it never got above like 30. So to bring it down 10+%, that's huge. Would I like it to come to things like Linux and that? Of course. It's kind of sad that at this point it's not a... It doesn't sound like a win, but almost more of an if. Why is it called Arizona? Okay, well that's not dealing any damage. Or was it? Wait. Okay, so it is taking damage. Oh, now it took a lot of damage. Now it took a lot of damage. What's going on? I wonder what the secret is. Like all of a sudden they just take, looks like big dips in life. And I feel like it's not from anything I'm doing. We're just gonna throw that out there to let our shields regen a little bit. Seeing how we potentially almost have this boss fight done. I'd really hate to go down here at the last second. Okay, well they must be resistant or something, because the fire does not seem to be igniting them. Dead.
Queen falls and the eggs are collected. This grisly scene draws to a close as the Vault Hunter returns to me, eggs in hand, eager for payment.
I guess at least it dropped us a drum barrel sniper, which will probably end up replacing the one we have. Let's see. I know it's a little weaker. Yeah, that's going to be a drum barrel. So we're going to leave that one instead of our other one. 100 or so less damage, not too big of a deal compared to being able to fire off a ton of shots. And assuming that this gun will only take roughly 1 ammo per shot, smarter on us to just roll with that. Nothing around? Okay. Oh, my hand's cramping up. But, you know, we've been, I feel like we're doing so much more than we did the last stream. And the last stream for us was a longer stream in comparison, and it felt like we just did nothing. I think here we're about done with it. Like I said, we will go till we finish it. You know, however long that takes, I don't know. Hopefully not too long. But we're ready to blunt the force because we said, hey, we're just going to go with it. Or, speaking of games that we were going to stream, back to that for a little bit. Another game we were thinking of streaming was called The Adventures of Van Helsing. It is a action RPG game, kind of in the style of Diablo. Not as strong as Diablo, but we've been having a ton of fun with it. I love those style of games. You know, at this point in our age, I kind of hate having to be, I guess, overly punished for trying to play or beat a game. It feels like I like, I guess, Borderlands difficulty games where they have some spikes here and there where it's a little rougher, but nothing so over the top that you're just like, wow, this sucks. You know, what very little hair I have left, I don't feel like pulling out. So we'll turn this in. I feel like talking to Hammerlock's not actually going to be a mission. It's gonna set the last mission in motion, but I don't think it's gonna give us a quote-unquote mission.
The Vault Hunter receives their payment, and yet this gory story has not yet reached its conclusion.
Huh. Wonder why it said that. Okay, well let's turn this in.
Now to shut that idiotic professor up for good. As the good professor so moronically told us, he's still in possession of a secondary genetic modification lab in the confines of his crashed ship, the HSS Terminus. Being the badass you are, I'm certain you'll have no trouble heading to his ship and shooting the living daylights out of him. Greetings. Do you feel
Oh damn, you unlocked a lot of missions.
What ho! I hear rumors of a bulletproof bullymong hiding in Hunter's Grotto. Why not go out and kill it, chum? Is it all right if I call you that? I'm trying out various terms of endearment, seeing what works and what doesn't. Hello. Things need to be shot, and by Jove, this hunt shall be a bit tricky, I fear. You'll need pheromones to attract a fearsome stalker known as Bloodtail. I've got some pheromone vials nearby. Grab one, would you? Greetings. Do you feel tracking? The very essence of the hunt. I've discovered some very large triangular footprints leading to Candlelight Square. Follow them and bag yourself whatever mighty beast created them.
I don't think we need the flesh sniper just because we have our SMG. Like I said, we gotta get out of that habit of kind of sandbagging stuff just because we should be worrying more about loot than anything else first and foremost, in my opinion. So I guess we'll do the pheromone one first, speaking that it's timed. We'll see where this gets us.
Lord, I can smell it from here.
Don't open that vial until you're near Bloodtail's lair. The pheromones will only last a little while. If they wear off before you've killed Bloodtail, you'll need to grab some more.
I still like Hammerlock as a character. I feel like, you know, Sir Gentle Gentiness is perfect. But I will say that the beer we're having today, I think would be either be A, really good on a really hot day. Like today, actually, I have my AC on. I wouldn't say it's super warm out, but at the same time, I like being comfortable when I stream. Being a sweaty mess is not for me. would go good on things with like pizza, hot dogs. It almost has like a party beer vibe to it. You know, again, it's a little heavier than something like a Bud Light or a Miller Lite, but overall, yeah, it's very good. I'm just surprised. I didn't fully know what to expect out of it, but
Vault Hunter, quick suggestion. Just stop chasing me. I've already found my secret weapon, and I'm activating it now, so, you know, you're already too late. No need to head to the terminus and kill me. No reason whatsoever.
okay, so hopefully we won't reach his ship before him, because I really don't want to beat the last story mission before we tackle the extra stuff. So hopefully here we will be able to kind of dodge a bullet. We've already committed to this path, so if we do beat the Bloodtail, we will probably just end up beating, I guess, the final boss, clearly turning it in, and then tackling the last couple of missions that we should have left. At least the within reason ones. Again, like the one where you gotta find the random stuff and things as you're going. Not really my cup of tea, just because it all depends on what the game wants to spawn for us to fight, so it's kind of hard for us to control if we do or do not beat it, I guess, respectively. This SMG has just been so lights out for us. Now this should be, yeah, it is okay. Good old drum barrels. Wait. There we go. Thought the thing was corrosive at first. Then when it switched to fire, it's like, well, that sucks. Okay, so I think we're going the right way to not have to.
There, Vault Hunter.
Yeah.
Must find the professor and wipe him out before he unleashes his secret weapon.
Oh.
Quite ironic in a sense. You came here to hunt creatures, and now you're tracking the most dangerous game of all.
Man, it's the most dangerous game, minion. Just FYI.
Oh. Okay, I thought he changed it into that skilled hunter. I'm like, I didn't know they could change their class too. What is going on? Okay, I think they're above us. Well, it wants us to go this way, so we're just gonna keep going this way for now. And also back on the subject of Magic the Gathering, specifically Arena, after seeing that there was the Arena PT today that we had absolutely no clue was going on. We'd been on our Twitter a few times today talking to some people before we went live, and never once did anything like that Magic related pop up in my feed. Wizards, you gotta do a better job at like promoting it. I understand the kind of pro tours and all that nonsense are actually kind of going away. And I know there's a ton of competitive players. Not super thrilled about that. I understand that you didn't sort of design the game with competitive play in mind, so you guys don't really worry about it a whole bunch. And I also know too that for the people who do follow the pros, they're technically kind of like the minority in your game. Like, I get that. You know, pros don't really sell packs. They sell cards. individual cards, I should say, excuse me. But at the same time, that's what keeps stores going.
Still coming for me? Okay, release the ice.
And you gotta keep small business alive. That's really what keeps your games floating. Yes, there's tons of people that play at their house, their apartment, at a friend's house, you know, at a Denny's and stuff like that. I've been there, I've done that, I've lived that lifestyle. But you also have to understand how important the competitive players are for the community of Magic. I know that... Uh-oh. I don't know if I can get back up. Nope. Bye. I know that, you know, some of the competitive players, you don't enjoy their mentality, their mindset, the whateverness about them.
The Hyperion Corporation says, mortality, schmortality.
Magic is the game it is from the community as a whole. Not just one group or cluster. Okay?
What the hell? Those were literally my best guys. Oh god, I'm so screwed.
The EDH player is just as important as the competitive grinder, is just as important as the casuals. And I know you guys don't necessarily see it that way, but you really need to, because every player serves their role. Every player sort of serves their purpose in the cog that is the giant MTG machine. Try not to frown too hard upon them. You know, they're also the ones, not all, but there are a lot of competitive players who do help newer players get into your game. So don't lose sight of that.
Pheromones if you haven't already.
Okay, so I have 1 minute to kill him. What do we got going on here? Where you at?
Please, quickly, take him out.
I like how he only starts at half health. Like, what? Where is... There it was. Where'd he go? Don't do this to me, game. Where is he? No way. No, 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 game. There we go. Ooh, I was about to say, I don't want to have to try that again.
That's one more trophy for the wall.
I guess we'll stop ranting now. About MTG stuff, it does make me a little sad, seeing that we used to be an MTG store owner for a while. Sort of the way the game's been kind of breaking down, and I just like to voice my 2 cents. I know nobody might care, though I do feel some of my points are legitimately valid for the overarching. And I know a lot of stores get fed up because of certain traits that certain MTG personalities sort of have. Mostly becoming things like backpack sellers, for people who don't know what that's slang for. It's mostly The card players that go to stores um, essentially refuse to buy any product, but just try to peddle their cards to other players. You also have to understand as a player, you know, as long as your store is not trying to grossly price gouge you, okay, that if you don't have a store to play at, everything you have MTG wise or related is just completely useless. So try not to, you know, come down too hard on your store. You know, they do have to upcharge sometimes on some things just because they're not Walmart and because they're not buying 10 million boxes at a crack, that the boxes cost them more. So try to be a little courteous towards your store too and support them when you can. Having employees and stuff like that, that was a bad gun to pick up. I guess we'll roll with it for now because we're a dum-dum. Oops. Wait. No, we're messing everything up. What am I doing? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. You know, so try to support your small business, your local store guys, okay? And gals. It's not easy to have a store. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. You might just look at it as, oh, they're making money hand over fist. And they very well could be, okay? But it does take most card stores a long time to get there. They don't just wake up and have a great customer base and have great employees and have good business models. That all takes time. So please try to respect your store a little more when possible. Okay, I'm not saying encourage them to overcharge you, you know, but if it's only a little bit per pack, you know, let's say, you know, 20 cents or so, try to understand that they have a lot of overhead that they have to try to tackle, okay? Now, if they're selling a $20 card for 40 bucks, yeah, of course, you know, do not, in my opinion, in any way support them. As someone who had a store, like I said, I encouraged my people to try to go out there and, within reason, get good deals because, you know, not everybody's made of money. I get that too. I'm in the same boat right now. But if you don't have a local store to play at, your cards literally have little to no value. So try to be nice to your local stores, okay, people? Now I think I'm done ranting on Magic. Just some stuff that had been building up for a while, though. I mean, you know, I see a lot of mean-spirited comments, and I'd always love to just sort of jump in on them, but sometimes I'd rather just keep my mouth shut sometimes, because, you know, the overarching community as of late for a lot of stuff and things, if you don't see it their way, you're just a troublemaker or a rebel rouser, and I like trying to be at peace as humanly possible, so. Wow. Okay. Like how my fire cuts through those things just as quickly as the acid does. God. Now it says follow the trail, huh? Huh.
Nice going. Hey, while I've got you here, have you considered not killing all my bandit brothers? I mean, just letting us murder you and steal your stuff. Mull it over.
That's a weird place for a... Huh. Where is my sniper? Well, I guess we'll keep going this way first, just to try to clear off more of the map, I guess. Where does that loop around to? Maybe it doesn't. I'll pick this stuff up. I like how the game kind of encourages you to go for sniper kills without peeking. I guarantee you there's going to be... I don't want to say we're doing this for nothing, but I definitely feel like this is going to lead the way for like a mission or something down the road. I will say on this DLC too, this place... Yeah, if there's not a boss fight or something... Oh, hey, what the hell? Interesting, okay. Well, the money's not necessarily super important for us. Now, where is this last chunk of crystal in them? On the side, there we go.
Maybe I'll use you to blow a midget's head
Okay,
off.
just an odd little loot chest monster, huh? Kinda cool. Where's our shotgun? Wow, we found our shotgun finally better than what we had. Okay, so 2 shots is better than 1 shot. It doesn't appear to hurt us. Better accuracy, better damage. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, that's got an interesting spray to it where it cuts out like that. I don't know if I love that. We'll try it for a while. I mean, if I remember right, our other sniper only shot 2 shots. So, oh wow. Yeah, no, that's pretty strong. Okay. Trippy sort of spread on it, but that's cool. That's cool. And of course, there would be a mission for getting all the chests like that. Ooh. Okay, so we'll start going back down the mountain here. Try to beat the old big feet. Quickly cash in that to at least open up one more slot here. I know it's just one, but every little bit of loot that we can carry, we might as well. Now let's try to find this big feet. So it's somehow in between those things, huh? Well, if we go down and he's not down here. Okay, so we didn't set ourselves back too far here, which is good. But find the trail. Okay, so this one might take us a little bit to figure out. What exactly we're looking for. Is there a description in the mission? Triangular footprints leading away from the lodge. Hammerlock says you found the track and do combat. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we can find these quote-unquote triangular footprints. Okay, I don't feel like that's the right way. You know what? I bet that Ruby, I think that was the name, of the thing we just destroyed, was probably what we're trying to fight. Assuming it lets us fight it again? I don't know. And I don't know if we hit this chest or not. I feel like we didn't. Maybe we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah, so the thing it wants us to kill, we just destroyed. Um, oops. Let's see here. Did the prince go? Let's see if we're wrong by going this way or not. Or does our menu show we want to look here? Hmm. Okay, so let's just see here. Maybe we'll go on a path where the footprints just stop, but I feel like we already fought the boss. Where's my sniper? Okay, well, there's no steps going that way, so make sure all of our guns are reloaded here. Hmm. Oh, how in the hell are we supposed to get to that egg? Huh. I don't think any of these footprints were giving us the eyes are burning. The ability to discover them. Hmm. Yeah, I feel like we've already done that. So I guess while we're here, let's go do the main story mission. Just because I feel like we kind of flubbed up a little bit. And I guess we'll have to come back and do this one. Definitely it feels bad for us. Kind of interesting that it actually popped up like that and let us fight that when it's supposed to be a main story mission, or not a main story mission, but a optional mission. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. really doesn't matter which way it looks like we go. Clearly we're not going that way. Oh yeah, game. Well, surprise, I guess it did matter. Better idea. Just because we do have such a problem with doing the missions in order. We're gonna leave this place. We're gonna go do the other missions, turn in the ones we have. And hopefully that'll reset the fight with Big Feet too. Speaking that, we sort of punted that one. Just a little bit.
Guns! Glorious guns!
I'm pretty sure we have some crap to sell.
See you soon!
Yeah, now we're starting to hit the really weak loot.
I must say, those pheromones are certainly pungent.
So what do we have to do here? I like my monsters rare, which, as you can see, we are way off from. And the paling around, so let's go get that one done. Let's load up on ammo again.
When you think murder, think Marcus Munitions. You're my mint. Come back anytime.
Do we have a quick... Which way are we going? That way? Oh, whatever. We'll just stay the course. No, we will not stay a course that way because that's going to be pain in the butt for us. Well, we know there's a fast travel this way, so we'll go this way. Just 2 wetland drifters. Okay. Actually, I think we'll just leave our guns now at this point the way they are. No, I mean, if you can get underneath him and get a good sight on him, that was some good damage. Nova Star is kind of gross. Sure. Wow. So I'm pretty sure if we go this way, I feel safe with this. I'm going to assume it's up in here. Now, bullymongs are normally weak to fire. We already have a fire weapon up. Oh no, we sold our sniper. Or we dropped it somewhere. Adios mio. Oh well. I guess we'll put the slag on then. That's okay. That's not the first time we've made that mistake. Okay, that sounds like it fires pretty quick though. Oh yeah, mouse cord.
You're at the Bullymong's lair, comrade. Keep an eye out for him. Bullymong seems to turtle up when you're near it, my cohort. Maybe you should get some distance before engaging it.
Well, how far away do I have to be? I think the fire should take him out.
Nicely obliterated, pal. No, that's rubbish. It's esteemed colleague. Friend? Oh, ugh, no idea what I'm saying. Come back whenever you're done.
Well, compared to some of the other things we've had to fight recently, I think that's safe to say that was pretty much a giant letdown. There was not much to that fight, like at all. That's okay though. Howdy. What do we got going on? I don't like these pistols, but I suppose we can roll with it. How have you been doing? Oh man. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hit and miss, he says. Well, you know, that's a fair answer, I suppose. Hopefully, if it's going to be hit and miss, it's about even. Yeah, that pistol sucks. Ew. Yeah, that's never fun. Not the gunner seat, we want driver's seat. Yeah, I bet that's just been a blast to deal with. Especially because, assuming by you guys now, the weather's actually should be good, hopefully. So to have the fam be sick, especially the entire family be sick, clearly never fun. Well, come on, get. Am I stuck? Oh, really, game? Oh, come on. Come on. Fine. We'll do it this way. You. Yeah, see. That's. I feel like I've been lucky enough that I haven't really been sick a whole hell of a lot at all in a long time, and I'm very thankful for that. Especially fevers, like those are the worst, because then you feel hot, you feel cold. No, I don't need that. Well, hopefully everyone starts getting better in your household. I know that stuff like that too, when it infects one, it infects all, which is just no good. I'm gonna put my pistol back on, because those guns just suck. I don't know why. I just do not care much for them. I guess they just don't personally do much of anything for me, but whatever.
I
don't know if this shotgun's much better, but we sold our other one. God, I feel like we've been doing a whole bunch of really dumb shit this stream. We accidentally sold a couple of our legendaries we wanted to keep. mean, it's not the end of the world, but that's no fun.
I am ready.
So I guess outside of being sick, this week, I know I've been gone for a little while. Anything else fun or exciting in between the last couple of weeks? You know, I know you play Magic. I saw that you got your gorgeous Lily of the Veil. I think the last time we had talked, you were working on a not Tiny Leaders, Oathbreaker. Yeah. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name Oathbreaker. I gotta remember that. I gotta cement that into my head. So, how far off are you from having your deck done?
Patriot? Mate? Good lord, social interaction.
That gun is awful.
Haven't found anything good? My weapon machines will fix that for you.
Oh, I can buy my gun back. We didn't leave the area. That makes me happy. Well, that saved me a ton of heartache.
I'll always buy guns you don't need.
Okay, well, I mean, you know, as someone who has
Bad from me.
played cards in the past, I know that finalizing an actual list,
Tell your friends where you got that.
never easy.
2 words, my friend. No refunds.
Okay, so all we have left for those two in that mission. And that mission, we have deemed a bucket of shite. Okay. So let's go. So we hopefully don't make that mistake again. I favored all of our stuff. Now let's try and go find and bang out these last couple of missions here. There we go. For anybody watching, for those who know me, you know, magic has always been a big part of our life, personal life. So, yeah, we do talk about it maybe a lot more than a lot of people would like, but a lot of our friends play, and even if we're not necessarily playing like we used to, we definitely keep track of things to this point, just because I still find all of it fascinating. I've always kind of said that it's a hard drug to walk away from. I mean, not just Magic, but if you really enjoy collectible card games and what they truly bring, which in my opinion is, you know, friendships that you can have forever, experiences that you won't get from other stuff. You know, maybe that helps you understand why we are so Wow. That is insane. Yeah, this shotgun's bananas. Even if it's got the weird spread on it, just to be able to walk up and barrel stuff something, that's insane. I don't care if it does take 4 shots. But the experiences in that you get from it, are definitely things that have kept me attracted to it for so long. You know, and then once you find, you know, after playing for so long, you find new people to play with, and you find new friendships from it. It's definitely one of those things. Where's my fire?
Second wind achieved. Pulled back from the brink of death and ready for more.
And for the most part too, due to things like cards.
Unrelated note. Have you given any thought to the letting us kill you thing? No? No, big. That's cool.
Even if you don't play forever, I found that those people that you make friends with in the community are normally friends for life. Very rarely do you quit playing with them or quit talking to them, at least, which is cool. You know, not too many other things allow you to essentially make friends for life through cards. Even if you quit playing, you probably still talk to that person. And I like that. I think that that's such a unique thing. It's healthy too. It's good to try to have social interactions, I guess, within reason. Why does the game want me to go here though? There's nothing to track. That's just a cliff. Okay, so clearly these feet prints go this way. And then they go this way. Now, with the Oathbreaker format, it is multiplayer designed in mind. Correct? Or is it 1v1 more along the lines of something like what was it? Tiny Leaders. That's fair. You know, I've heard about it, but I haven't like necessarily dug deep into sort of what sparked it or what made it come about. You know, I do think it's interesting that Commander kind of replaced 250 in terms of the casual format. Now, if this isn't the right way to go, I'll be real mad. I mean, I don't know if that would make it become boring, but when I look at something... Okay. You know, like Commander and that, it's just, you know, it's definitely better as a multiplayer format just because it offers so many more unique interactions. You know, 1v1, for the most part, you can only have so many interactions that are sort of relevant. And I also think a lot of times with 1v1 you never get those weird, like, sort of like commander moments, you know, where it's just this random bulk rare completely stole the show, or because this was out and this was out.
Well thought indeed. I have financial compensation with your name on it if you should return to me.
I don't really. This must be one of the loot bosses that people like to grind, I would assume. Another commando head skin? Well, whatever. We already got the one really good weapon from it, so I'm not going to cry over that. Now let's go beat the main boss. I have to assume, because it has the word commander to a point, it's probably a multiplayer design to mine.
We're nearly there, Vault Hunter. You must find the professor and wipe him out before he unleashes his secret weapon. Quite ironic in a sense. You came here to hunt creatures, and now you're tracking the most dangerous game of all.
Man, it's the most dangerous game, minion. Just FYI.
I think also in my, as I keep repeating, my old age, I feel like multiplayer formats allow you to be competitive to a point. Like, you can get your itch if you enjoy the competitive nature of stuff without having to necessarily go sort of all in overboard on it like you do with 1v1 formats. Which to me is also a very welcome change. Wow. Why do I feel like this shotgun is crap now? Like, I just loved you 2 seconds ago. Okay. That makes it a lot better then. At least in my opinion, that makes it better. We'll just put the rocket launcher on, I guess? I mean, I've had this thing forever, never really used it. I'm not sure if that's strong or not. I feel like it's not. I think after the stream I'll have to actually, like, look more into the format. Just because this is the first time in a while where a format has come out. And I am completely and utterly pretty much clueless as to how it functions. And to me that just feels off. Normally when it comes to stuff like that I have my pulse fairly close on everything. And with this one it was just like, hey, there's this new format out. And I was like, oh, interesting, okay. And that's about as far as it went. You know, I do know that you have your commander, or I believe your planeswalker, and then your, I don't want to say like your signature spell, I was going to say your secret spell, but it's your signature spell. Like, I know what's going on with the format, I've just never really looked into it. I want to see what the ban list and stuff is, because the signature spell idea kind of wigs me out a little bit, because I feel like it might be, it could break down and be too strong. And I understand that most people online have appeared to have said that the ban list for it's already pretty straight. It's pretty good. Oh, okay. I know French is one of those things that um, very polarizing for a lot of people. Some people loved it, and then once they started to trim off more stuff, um, it scared a lot of people away from it. So I guess it depends on what side of the fence you were on with it initially. Well, if I understood it properly, there's kind of like a ban list for the signature spells, which is what I'm really interested in. Um, even without having to play the format, I know having some cards at the ready um, can just end up accidentally being too strong. So I'm super curious to see what they've deemed like okay for the signature spells. That would potentially make me scratch my head and be like, how is this okay? I do like the idea though that it's not 100 cards. I actually think that's pretty sweet. You know, having to fill out less cards is always a big help for a lot of players. Oh, come on out, you dude head. There you are. There. Oh no. There we go. Okay, now this should be the final boss, I think, for this DLC. So we're just going to sit here for a second and heal up some. We are close to dying. Rather beat this boss in one fight, or one go if possible. Oh, it says reach the ship, so we'll just keep walking for a little bit here. Where is my sniper? My biggest fear with new formats, especially, was like with Tiny Leaders, where it came out and it was just the new hotness, and then all of a sudden it just like poof and it was gone, and everyone quit talking about it and nobody cared about it. Or when the big hype of Frontier came along and everyone was like, a cheaper, easier modern, and then that just kind of blinked out of existence right away too. I'm always kind of sketchy now. I think we got some new skins or something. Let's see. While that's kind of ugly, I think I'm going to keep it because it's just ugly enough to appease me. And I guess to be fitting, we'll put the Handsome Jack mask on.
Shields right here.
Okay, so that's pointless.
See you real soon, I'm sure. May it help you kill many things. May it keep you safe.
And then just so we're not waiting, we'll just buy a whole bunch of insta shields
What can I get for you?
so we can keep moving here. But I'm kind of curious to look into the format. You know, clearly anything sort of EDH related, in my opinion, that's a good start. EDH proved to be one of the more interesting of formats because, in my opinion, sort of speaking from experience, that's what got me back into Magic. I hadn't played for a long time, and then EDH came out, and some of my buddies started to play it, and then I just went all in on it. And you know, I think it's a great format for both casuals and competitive. So I'm hoping that you know, Oathbreaker can find a good middle ground too. I know it's not always easy to have something fitting for both, And I also understand that that kind of boils down to the playgroup you're playing with as well. But I think Commander, for the most part, pretty much walked that line. And Oathbreaker sounds like it could be, I don't want to say more of the same, but having the signature spells and using Planeswalkers, because everybody loves Planeswalkers, I do think that was a great idea. Do I plan to make a deck? Probably not, just because we're sort of we're out of the business of building decks at this point, or at least new decks at this point. But the format is intriguing to me, and I know some of my closest friends and colleagues, if you will, absolutely love it. And any format that allows you to pimp your deck out within reason. What the hell? Dude, this SMG has just made this DLC like cakewalk mode for us most of the time. I'm not complaining. It's been nice to just kind of walk through and talk with people. But I feel like when I do this again, make sure to not have a busted over the top fire weapon. No! Wow. I can't believe that pushed us all the way back like that, and we didn't die. Now then.
Come on.
I feel like we gotta go after the Spore here. Mostly because it's end of the game, I think. Let's try to rally up here as much experience on the way out as possible. I don't think we're gonna gain another level here. Oh, hey, that was something we had to fight too, so I guess also a good thing. I don't think there's any point to really rally for ammo. I'm pretty sure the last boss, if it just matches the rest of the DLC, he's going to be weak to fire. SMG is going to pull his weight. Just continue to be lights out for us. I don't remember even what our grenades do. I want to say they were transfusion grenades? Or maybe I sold those off. Something blue. Ooh. I like how we're still getting like fanboat skins. Even though, like I said, I think we're just right at the ass end of the DLC. So to kind of get those now feels bad. Unless they're in bunkers and badasses, in which case that would be cool, but I don't think they were. I could be wrong. Okay. I don't think we change any of our weapons. We pretty much have every elemental type. There we go.
I enjoyed that.
That's a vampire one, right? Yeah, it is.
All right, you made it. Remember, the code is 134.
Oh crap, they got the door open! Crap, 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 crap! God damn it! I wanted my secret weapon to be ready by the time you got here! This isn't fair, it isn't fair!
Buy from me if you
No,
wanna
I
live.
don't think there's any point to really look at the machines. I think we just... Ooh. Sell off our crap. Ooh, 7 badass tokens. Capacity. Grenade damage. Recoil reduction. Recoil reduction. Delay. Reload speed. Maximum health.
Lovely. Good luck.
There we go. Well, we're not going that way. I forgot how to crouch. Where is our key bindings? Okay. You know, I think that's like one of the only times I've crouched in this whole game. Was right there, and I had to open up the damn menu to figure it out. Jackenstein? Okay, so hitting him is pretty much a no dice. But we can hit the things on his back. I had thought about it, and then I just kept playing. I ended up talking to Pretty Relos in the chat about some magic related stuff, and I think this is the last boss. So I kind of wanted to bang this DLC out before I was done, just so I could start on the next chunk of DLC. Because Borderlands 2 is, I don't want to say it's taken us too long, because clearly it's taken us the proper amount of time to beat for sure. But I didn't realize how much time we've put into it. I looked at my file when I turned it on today, and we're over 60 hours into it, which is fine. But we still haven't beat it yet. So like, at this point I really want to get through it so we can move on to the next stuff. Get to the next things. Honestly, I think the way that they are handling Destiny 2 right now is fantastic. I mean, yeah, the game's a little old. I mean, by today's kind of video game standard, where if your game's been out for longer than 20 minutes, it's pretty much irrelevant. But the way they've been working everything and everything else, I think it's a great move. I think it's a great fit. The only thing I think that's kind of weird about Destiny 2 is their idea of Stadia. I'm not really sure if that's really going to be like a big draw for them. But I do think free to play on that is giganimous. Even though it is technically like an older game, and I know there's a lot of people who already have it for their Xbox, for their PlayStation, and that, you know, I still think PC gaming is sort of the future as time goes on, even though I know the consoles are getting better. And the cross save for it, monstrous.
But I think I've still got a chance to stop you, Vault Hunter. You may be a walking apocalypse, but I've got my brains, and my guns, and this ship. I may just have a chance again.
Wow.
Exemplary, Vault Hunter. Now, go collect the fruits of your labors from the terminus.
That was a lame-ass boss fight. Well, whatever. It had Borderlands humor to it, that's fine, I guess. Is there anything to even loot? Oh yeah, there's something to loot here. Okay. Huh. It's kind of weird, but alright. I know for some people we skip the credits, that's not okay, but... Well, that's better in every way. Huh. I wonder why that one was glowing. Well, it's okay that they don't necessarily have cross-platform, but cross-saves are a big thing. You know, it's definitely going to allow more people to get into it a little better. And, you know, it'll bring back some of the older players to play with their friends, which of course is a good thing. You know, I don't think at this point though, like in my opinion, I know the new DLC did come out recently. I don't know if there's enough there necessarily to bring back, you know, a ton of the older players. But I mean, you do look at a game like Destiny. Oh, okay. So then, yeah, this is definitely the time to do all that stuff. Dump that, dump that, dump that, dump that. Wow, we had a lot of crappy loot. Like all these boss fights, like you get loot, which I guess is cool. and then like it's right at the end of the game, so the loot kind of has that grind for nothing feel to it. Could just be me. Well, whatever, you're worth more. Anything else? 2000's not that much. 19 is anus. That's bad. And those are bad. And 14 is bad. So we only have 6 more slots of loot. At this point, we're just trying to find either new stuff.
Mine.
Wow, that's actually pretty strong. I hate the fire as fast as you cans. Wow, that's just got a lot of raw damage to it. Hell yeah. Well, those are both 33s. I do think that releasing it then is okay. I know some people might think that's crazy. But with the whole Borderlands only being kind of on Epic Store to start, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are skipping the initial release of the game, which I think is fine. And I think sort of the more time removed we are from the release date and allowing Randy Pitchford to sort of continue talking and continually put his foot into his mouth, the less excitement there will be for the game. I know he's continually kind of said some things and posted some things, and it just sounds like he's sort of making a lot of people very, very upset.
Impressive.
So I don't want to say as long as they allow him to keep talking, but yeah, as long as they allow him to keep talking. He's just continually shooting himself in the foot, and I know it's turning some people off from the newest Borderlands overall, which whatever. I know I'm excited for the game either way. Stupid people are stupid. It's whatever. You can't control that.
Lock and load.
Now, what do we got here that we scooped up? No. I guess we can just get rid of that now. It's strong. Okay. Well, that one's a lot stronger. I'm not really sure if we picked up anything that we care about. Well, we broke $1 million. That's okay.
Check back later to see my new weapon of the day.
Did that give me badass ranks? Oh, no. Big feet.
Here you are. Imagine, if you will, a stalker the size of a small building. Now imagine yourself killing it. It's time to make that dream a reality, my friend. I found the stalker in question. I recommend grabbing some friends and taking him out.
Seeing how it says taking some friends, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a trap, but we'll probably rush in just to see what happens. I feel like it's probably going to be bad news bears for us, but when it comes to the stream things like that, like, don't get me wrong, you know, that's clearly a good thing. But I just think Bungie separating themselves from Activision was the greatest thing they could have did for their business. It allows them to really do stuff their way, which I think is what has to be done. You know, I mean, God, fire as fast as you can guns suck, but having to click your trigger, I'm so lazy, I hate that. I guess I don't hate, but it's just so poop-a-loop. But for them to separate themselves, I think is good. And it already sounds like they have a ton of stuff planned coming up. Which of course is good. I mean, the way I kind of look at it is as soon as they separated themselves, everything they kind of had planned, they're just like, well, let's go all in on it now, boys. And of course, you know, like that's a good thing. I mean, having the freedom to do what they want with their game. While it should be a good thing for most companies, as we've seen some of the most recent stuff, like the whole Shenmue 3 debacle with the Epic Games Store, you know, sometimes freedom isn't the best, but that was a great thing for Destiny. You know, I don't know if I'm going to stream it, but I plan to romp through the game soon here, just to sort of see like what's all changed in that, just because while the Borderlands, or not the Borderlands, the Destiny games for me, especially the first one, was a huge disappointment. You know, they definitely fixed some stuff with number 2 that, to me, did make the game. Or am I? Okay. It did make the game a ton better. Okay, so let's put this sniper on here. Really, so our ultra rare one is just better. Well, okay. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Wait, how is that not a headshot? Oh, whatever. You know, I'm hoping, because I feel like out of all the kind of games as a service things that have come out, while I don't think D1, even with the DLC and stuff, was that good, you know, I think D2 really righted the ship. Same thing with Division 1. Everyone was so hard on Division 1 when it came out. And then towards the end of the game, everyone was like, oh wow, you know, Division 1's really good. It was the same thing with Destiny 2, you know, it's, well, the game kind of sucks at launch. But once they started adding all their stuff, people loved it. So I'm very excited to see where they go, not having to deal with companies breathing down their neck and telling them what to do. And I know that they have some stuff planned. It sounded like some stuff planned that was making people really excited. One of the Destiny video popped up in my YouTube feed. I haven't watched it yet. But there sounds to be like there's a lot of excitement coming from the people who actually care about Destiny 2. So to be able to get your players hyped and interested in your game again, it's hard pressed to say, oh, that's bad, that sucks. You know, clearly they're doing something right. You know, I think the biggest thing is that I'm pretty shocked, that I'm pretty hyped to see what they do. And I gave up on Destiny 2 after I beat the damn main story, or the main campaign of the base game. I was just like, okay, we're done here. Even I want to see where they go with it. To me, it does kind of suck though that it seems like every video game nowadays, maybe not every, that would be a bit of an exaggeration, of course, but a lot of them come out, and it seems like every game is kind of shooting for the redemption story, where like, you know, oh, we fixed our game, and you know, because it's a live service game, we added the content and all this stuff. I want to see a live service game come out right out of the gate and just be like 100% legit. I understand you got to drip feed content, like, because that's what you're shooting for. That's the whole point of a games as a service. I'm not mad about that. I respect that. I'm not gonna cry over that. But just have one that comes out right away. Doesn't feel bare bones. Feels like it has a ton of content to it. And then, oops, and then even adds more content as time goes on. Because it kind of feels like with games as a service, especially with like Anthem, you know, you were pretty much paying for exclusive content, as in you're just a beta server for us, or a beta tester, I mean, excuse me, and you're gonna reap no rewards for getting the game early. Like, that sucked. And I mean, and you look at a game like Anthem, they haven't even fixed it yet. At least with Destiny, they were doing steady updates, steady fixes, steady tweaks.
If you got the money, I'll save your gall darn life.
And they were good changes, not just, well, we're changing this because. Now, I think we unlocked a head. That is very spicy. I love that head. Oh my. Okay, I gotta put on a better skin then, because that's embarrassing. That actually looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. That one's not okay. Now I know where. That's gross. There we go. Now then. I had to blow iridium for that? I feel like I'm not gonna beat this. I goofed. Yeah, I feel like grave mistakes were made. What the hell's with the dude? Okay, I gotta put on. Oh, I do have it on. Well, then why the hell? There it is. Oh, okay, well, I can't hurt him at all. I guess that's pretty legit. Yeah, this is going to be exactly like what I thought it was, which is me just getting dunked on. Okay. Well. Well, at least there's little dudes running around so that we can get up on. Yeah, we're not getting out of this alive. There's absolutely no way. So then I suppose once we fail miserably at this, yeah, we're just gonna call this a stream. I think that's every mission from this. We'll check quick. The ones we have left are ones that we're probably not gonna be able to do in a decent amount of time, just because they are. If these random minions pop up, you can do it. Quite frankly, that ain't for me. I don't want to play the well if we're lucky enough game.
So long as you believe in yourself, nothing can truly
But I'll at least refill up all my ammo. See how much that handle costs, like how much iridium we wasted on that? Hopefully not too much. Well, it doesn't say.
A fantastic day for capitalism.
We'll load up on our ammo
Nothing
here.
like a good sale.
We have no trash to sell.
I need your business.
So just to cheat here, we're going to go back to the main menu, boot the game up, and just kind of fast travel everywhere quick. I'm going to go back to Sanctuary. Blow some iridium to expand some of our weapons, which I have not done. I think we'll waste one more key too now that we're level 40. We still have 140 odd billion left.
I don't got all day, Skagalick.
Wow.
Don't you hurry back.
Okay, so that's like all of our iridium. We'll blow a key. We'll check our missions. And then we may end up just calling that a stream here. I don't know what we have on for guns here. Okay, so this is... Oh, this is going to be one of those crappy rocket ones. Ew. Well, at least it deals corrosive, I suppose. And I feel like the shotgun is probably just a trap. What do we got here? Okay, that's a super lit rocket. Or, what was that? Oh, it's one of those you have to hit dead nuts on the target, huh? Alright, so we'll blow one more key, I suppose, then. Just then we're even 130.
Mine.
Wow, that is a strong sniper. We'll sell off some of our weapons here. Well, now that we got that corrosive damage gun that does way more than our other sniper, we can probably just dump all of our snipers off.
Always trust the gun at your side. Don't get killed.
And then what do we have for stuff here? Okay, so anything with a boss fight like that we just can't do. Yeah, that's all random. Just having to walk. We've technically beat that, but it allows you to do it again afterwards. Oh. That's right. We'll go turn this mission into the Claptrap. So let's get some of the more boring stuff out of the way. I want to thank anyone who came out today. Wait. Well, where do I turn it in at? Well, okay. Well, we'll figure this out. That's actually a pretty lit SMG. Now what's the trap with this sniper? That's just a stronghold sniper. No drawbacks there. Okay, so it's a burst fire when aimed, which is kind of crap. And this is one of those weird shotguns, whatever. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. We don't normally stream on Sunday, but we kind of have to make up some days here. Having been gone for a few weeks for, I guess, real work-related stuff, you know, we definitely weren't streaming like we normally would have. So I figured one day doesn't make up for a few weeks. But it's at least to show a good faith that, hey, you know, we are going to start coming back. We will be rolling through now. We will be back tomorrow. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to do magic or not. Normally we would, but seeing as how nothing has changed, kind of meta-wise, you know, maybe a few cards in the decks have changed, but the strats are still all the same. We might stay away from that for another couple of weeks yet, just to sort of let the new format sort of roll through. Oh. And as normal, the new guns from the damn machine. Just bananas good. You grind for loot for who knows how long. You blow one key, next thing you know, you feel invincible. I mean, even this SMG is pretty bananas in my opinion. Wait, we killed something? I guess we did. So we will be back tomorrow. Maybe just to keep it going. We start the Bunkers and Badasses DLC. Remember, tomorrow we'll be starting at 2 o'clock. So whatever my stream start time is in your area, please add 2 hours to that to figure out the new time. We're gonna have some more questionnaires, if you will, in our Discord too. So if you're part of the Discord, keep your eye for them to sort of help us. I guess figure out what helps everybody in terms of what you like to watch, what we're attempting to offer, in hopes that we get a pretty solid middle ground for everything. Yeah. And you know, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. I'm gonna try to focus here on the game a little bit on the... What's up, Mocha? Please don't come up on me, buddy. Not right now. Wait till Dad's done streaming. Then you can jump up on me and snuggle me and stuff, okay, bud? And there he is. Lay down, buddy. Lay down, buddy. And my phone has been blown off the hook like the whole... Wow. I didn't realize I streamed for about 4 hours today. That's okay, I guess.
Stinky.
Oh?
Hey, I found the peeing skag who made all that trouble for you. He's somewhere out here in the grove. You should find him and take him down.
Well, I feel like now I have to bang out this mission because I said I was going to go until I tackled the DLC. Oh. Let's go find us Pee Pee Pants McGee, I guess. Huh. Is this one of those stupid it only comes out at night thing because it's a P thing again?
Catch a gun! Ugh, never doing that again. I'll always buy guns you don't need.
Like, how is this not nighttime? Come on, game, don't do this to me. Not in here. I don't think there's any way to get up above. Well, I feel like those could be tracks. Let's see. I don't feel like those are though. Hey man, don't sneeze on me, dude. What are you doing? There's no way that's tracks. Hmm. What? Hmm. Oh. Let's see what this says here. I feel like I'm missing something. Why do I feel like something's wrong here? I gotta be missing something, so let's see here. Maybe this is the way.
I think you'll have to track him using more of those glowing urine spots. Good luck!
Okay, well, seeing how it's daytime,
When you think murder,
in-game,
Marcus munitions.
we're not gonna see much. So hopefully we don't struggle here. Two per shot, I don't think that's awful. So do we not want to actually hit them? Yeah, we do. For anybody watching, I'm sorry if we're really into our game. Normally we don't stream this long, and I feel like we kind of ran out of stuff to say. So at this point, we're just trying to blissfully get through the DLC here.
Here, grenade.
Yeah, we'll just let him do his thing. I don't care about him that much. Okay, so clearly here, P-spot.
Senza Macolo!
I wonder if all the guns that fire like this work the same. Because right now I'm in love with this gun, and I feel like
There he is. While you fight him, I'll come up with a hilarious urine-based pun that I'll say once he's dead.
I may have needlessly passed on all these guns because they're not. No, wow, that was fast.
Hilarious urine-based pun. Still, at least he's dead. Go ahead and get back here.
Feel the burning, eating through my equipment. Must stop, drop, and roll. Oh.
Okay, well, we'll go turn this in. Now we'll see if we can end the stream there or not. Like I said, I'd really like to get this done. Or as we've said, as close to done as possible. You know, the raid bosses are not going to be in my opinion, very achievable for us. So we're going to have to sit those out, at least for now. Wish there was an easier way to climb up the claptrap. I sort of feel like, too, we've abandoned our heavy melee build a little bit. It seems like when we use keyboard and mouse, we don't really use our cloak move at all. Okay, so let's turn this in. I feel confident in saying we will be happy with this, and we should be done after this mission. So now we can start our try this again. Thanks for everyone who came out and talked to us. Thanks to anyone who came in just to lurk for a little bit. Oh no. No. Okay, well, we'll bite. Because this is a part of the map we don't have done yet. What the hell? Huh. The hell was the point of that? Whatever was good for some badass point. I feel like here at the start of our next stream, if I think about it, the first thing I actually want to do is completely and utterly respec my character. The melee has been fun. I don't necessarily think like it's a hyper viable option at this point. I think our ability is more to get away. I think we might respec and to go into pistols and that, because we've had a good run with our build. It's not doing us any favors though. Oh. Iridium. Yeah, I feel like for how much I love this shotgun right now, I have been absolutely shortchanging myself the entire time with these weapons. So fingers crossed this is the last one. Even if not, I think we might call it a stream anyway. Like I said, one, I normally don't stream for 4 hours. Two, I need to start cooking dinner soon here. And I have a cat who needs all of my love. Look at him, he's just sitting there like, come on, Dad. Aren't you done yet? Please.
The best I had was, you sure aren't #1, Skag, which kinda sucked. I got nothing for you. Such is the price of completionism.
That makes me happy. Swag a movie muffin. So we're gonna call it a stream here. Thanks to everyone who came out. I hope to see you tomorrow for something. It'll probably just be more Borderlands actions. Just because A, I like Borderlands 2. It allows us to get through 2 a little faster. Again, I didn't realize how much time we were gonna put into Borderlands 2.